What up, YouTube? B-Saw here once again. And lately I've been playing a lot of Stalker 2. Now, this is my first time playing a Stalker game ever. Like, I know back in the days, I remember seeing the game coming out, but since I was into other games, I kind of put this game to the side. And then later on, there was like a combo thing on Steam, and it was really cheap, and I got all of the Stalker games, and then I bought Stalker 2 because I wanted to try it since it's Unreal Engine 5, and it is the latest Stalker that it is right now. And I'm quite impressed with Stalker 2. So I've been playing about 40 hours, about 42 hours maybe, and I would like to show you at least 5 tips that I've learned throughout the game. Because again, this is my first time playing a Stalker game ever. And I did learn some pretty cool things, with the first one being at the beginning of the game. Now, I did not know this. I don't know if you can do this in another Stalker game. But if you're in the beginning of the game and you're like in the last sequence of the game, as you could see here, you activate this thing and the cutscene happens and you get knocked out. I'm not trying to spoil a lot because I'm not going to spoil the whole scene here. I'm going to skip it so that you guys can actually see the first tip that I'm giving you. So right here real quick, don't pick anything up in this building. And what you're going to want to do is drop all your items over here, including everything from the ammo to radiation medicine, which is vodka, which is funny. You drop this, but you're not going to get this back. But if you drop every item in this specific location, well, doesn't necessarily have to be in this specific location, but to play it safe, I did drop them all in this section right here. And as you can see, all my items are here. Now, when you do this sequence, something happens, I'm not going to spoil it too much, that you lose all your items and you won't be able to get them back, obviously, because you picked them up in the beginning of the game and you get knocked out and stripped out of everything. But if you do this, you drop every single one of the items that you have here, with the exception of the AR-416. You're not going to get that until way later on in the game. But if you drop all these items right here and then do the sequence, you can pick those items up when the game officially starts. And I'm going to show you this after the scene. As I explained before, you drop all your items, and after the intro and after this scene right here, you can actually go pick them up. And I'm going to show you this right now. So we're going to progress through this game a little bit more. I'm actually going to take a little bit of the time now.
Take a look around.
You first have to talk to this person in order for you to make it to the building that you were before this whole scene happened. And I'll show you that all your items will be there with the exception of the AR-416. Now, I came about this thought the first time that I played this game, and then I restarted it over to try and see if I can salvage those items, and lo and behold, it happened, and I got mad excited about it. And it gives you a leadway or a lead into the game since you have all the ammo and most of the weapons that you picked up in the beginning of the game. Now I'm gonna talk to him real quick so that everything goes back to that building. And when you run this way, lo and behold, guess what? All your items, including your armor, is there. So they're all for your taking. And you can literally wear the jacket that you wore in the beginning of the game that has some pretty good thermal protection and stuff like that. You won't get this until later on in the game, but it's always good to have it right at the beginning of the game along with this type of ammo, because this ammo is kind of scarce. I've played throughout about 40 hours in the game, and I've only had maybe 300 to 400 bullets, and they're pretty scarce. So it's always good to have these ammo running around, and specifically all the health packs that you got in the beginning of the game, because I wondered, I was like, why would I lose all my items if I don't have anything to start with? Now, many people won't know about this trick, but now I'm letting you know so that you guys can actually do this. And if you're having trouble with like surviving the game, it'll increase your odds. Now, I did forget to mention that don't pick up anything in this thing. I think I'd mentioned it. I'm not sure. But if I didn't, don't pick up anything, because now when you start the game, you can go back into this room and all the items that were previously there are all yours for the taking. So if you go in, you can take off all your weapons and ammo that you had at the beginning of the game. And so far, this is the best tip I can give you as a beginner in Stalker, to start with at least a little bit of lead so that you don't suffer a lot throughout the beginning of the game, because it kind of does get kind of difficult. But this will help you have some ammo and some weapons for you to sell or to keep or to upgrade later on in the game. Now, the second tip that I'm going to give you, and this is pretty important if you want to have money, lots of money in this game, is to build reputation with the bases. Now, I'm not sure, because I've done some of the side quests on the other bases, but my bases have not turned green yet. This is by far the only one that has turned green. And in this specific base, I actually get better discounts for items when I'm purchasing them, better repair cost, and better sales for all the items and artifacts that I actually trade in this specific base. So make sure you complete their side quests to actually get the base on green, so that you can get the benefits of sales, purchases, and repairs, and even upgrades for each base. And also, a good benefit to having the bases trust you is that you can carry your weapons around the base without getting your random, hey, put your weapon down type of warning. The third tip I'm going to give you is shelter yourself from emissions. Now, throughout the game, you're going to encounter radiation emissions. If you do, when you hear the message, seek shelter immediately. Your main quest would actually turn into a shelter location, and it'll shield you from the emissions. Now, remember, you cannot sleep during an emission, so you're gonna have to wait it out. So in this point, you might want to go in the bathroom, or you want to go grab a drink. You can go ahead and grab a drink until the emission actually ends, because these are very deadly. Like, I've died through emissions because I didn't make it through either the cities or anything like that, and I didn't know that emissions actually give you a quest for sheltering, and then when it passes, it gets you back to your regular quest. But honestly, if I were you, don't run throughout the the zones with a emission going on, because that's not gonna end up being a good idea, and it's gonna end your life quicker than ever. Now, for the next tip, once you go outside the bases, you're gonna have random encounters, either with mutants or with actual people or factions that are gonna wanna kill you. So you're always gonna wanna be prepared and well loaded out in case of a fight, but don't overload yourself, because just like you get those encounters, you get items with those encounters, and you don't wanna be too heavy walking from one city to another. So, what I usually like to do in the beginning of the game, or while I'm progressing throughout the game, is to have either one machine gun or one shotgun throughout the game. Now, the best tip that I can give you throughout the game, and from my own personal experience playing this game, is that you're either going to have ammo for AK-74U or shotgun. That is the most ammo you're going to find in the game. So it's best to actually carry either a AK-74U or a shotgun in a single loadout to prevent maxing out your max weight, which is always going to be 80. Now, you can actually get yourself lightweight with stim packs like these. This is actually for bleeding regeneration, but these actually help you carry more weight. but it only lasts 180 seconds. So make sure that throughout the game you only equip one loadout, or if you want to go all out and get two loadouts, you have to carry the ammo for those two weapons, thus creating more weight around your shoulders. But later on in the game, you could do this without sacrificing so much weight, because in this specific armor right here, when I upgraded it, it gave me the ability to have that armor but lightweight, so that it's less weight that I'm carrying, so that I can carry more items and more ammo. So make sure that you equip yourself properly before leaving, but don't overload yourself, so that you can actually pick up the rest of the items that you're going to be sent out in the areas or any stalker stashes. And finally, the last tip that I'm going to give you, and I wish I knew this like 10 hours into the game, because I was really stressing on walking everywhere. So as I said before, I've never played a stalker game, and I didn't know that there was any fast traveling in the game. Now this is funny, because I wish I knew that before, man. All this zone right here, all of it, everything, like I've walked everywhere with very heavy equipment, and it is excruciating not to know this. And there is fast travel in this game. So in this game, throughout the major cities, you're gonna see something called a guide, a stalker guide. If you click on it, you're gonna see where exactly it is at. And once you walk up to this little symbol right here, you're gonna have to talk to this guy. And this guy is a guide that will get you through most of the areas in the game. So he can take you to any of the major cities, including Salisa or Sultansk, which is like later on in the game. Prior to like the end of the game, because I'm like near the end of the game, you could go to any of the major cities. Right now I can't, but just to let you know that there is fast travel in this game, and I did not know. I'm such a freaking noob. Again, this is a beginner guide to surviving in Stalker 2. So take it easy on me in the comments below, guys. Anyways, I think that's it for today. I hope this guide helps you. And if it helps you, please make sure you hit a like and subscribe, and I will bring you content like this in the near future, alongside with some hardware content that I'm going to be making and computer related content. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Peace out.